Hello and welcome to Brew Tapcast. I am Tap here for another Flesh and Blood Monarch preview video, our Pints and Previews video. We have a great new logo mocked up by our producer Brew, so thank you very much, Brew. Love that logo. Delicious and wonderful. All right, this is day 11 of spoiler season. We are more than halfway through and got a new hero today. So we are in exciting time. So we have our fourth hero. It is a brand new class. So you know what? Before we get into all that, if you want to see previous videos, go ahead and check down below. We have links to all of our wrap-up videos for all of the days of spoilers. But yeah, I think let's just jump right into it. We're really excited to get into these new heroes. Say. All right, here we are. This is the Flesh and Blood page that you should be going to check out on a daily basis to see where these spoilers are actually coming from. So definitely go ahead and give all these people a nice little looky-loo and see what they got going on. But let's just jump right into it. I don't think we need to beat around the bush. We have a new hero. Her name is Prism. Prism is pretty cool, actually. So she is an illusionist. So that is our new class, a light illusionist in this particular case. So she is talented with the light. So Prism is her young adult, 4 and 20, so nothing new there. Adult is Prism, Sculptor of Arclight. And her text says, once per turn instant, pay 2 resources, banish a card from Prism Soul, create a Spectral Shield token. It's an illusionist aura with, if your hero would be dealt damage, instead destroy Spectral Shield and prevent 1 damage that source would deal. Now, once per turn instant. However, with that keyword instant in there, you can do this at any time. So this can be your turn, this can be your opponent's turn. You can do this, it's any time, but once per turn. So I think this is really cool. It's very expensive. I think that's the thing that about this class is, we'll see as we go through, the upfront stuff is expensive, and then some of the later things that we'll see later in the video are a little bit less expensive. But overall, I think this is really kind of a very cool concept because it protects itself. It has some built-in defense here. Yes, it costs cards and resources because, again, remember, you got to get stuff into your soul to actually banish. But I think it has some actual active board affecting thing that doesn't require you to do anything other than have cards in your hand and a card in your soul. And again, getting things in your soul might not be super easy. You don't need to do any charging here for her. She's not charging like you were with Bolton. It just has cards in the soul. I'm sure we'll see more illusionist specific stuff that's going to get stuff into her soul. Otherwise, it's just those kind of generics that the light generics that are getting things in the soul. But I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's really cool. I think that this is going to be like a really nice mid-range control deck. I think it could see play in Constructed, Blitz, and I mean limited. I think it could be pretty good. I mean, that's a lot of damage to prevent just by spending a couple of resources. Again, it's really dependent upon the card in the soul and how difficult that's going to be, really. I think the flavor is really cool. It's like a scholar. Like, she's all about reading. She's reading these old stuff. Like, she's digging into these old texts, and she's able to summon these spirits of older elder beings that are no longer around, all by like her own will. So the force of her own will, reading and then making it happen in actual existence is really quite cool for that. So Spectral Shield, we also want to know what Spectral Shield is. So that is the token that she makes. So this is an illusionist token aura. Aura stay in the arena until they're destroyed. So again, these are going to hang out. They're just going to be whatever they're going to be. This is a must. You must sacrifice these. So if a hero would be dealt damage, instead destroy Spectral Shield, prevent 1 damage that this source would deal. So they don't like not get destroyed if you don't feel like it. It's going to pop. It's going to pop, and it's going to be a must there. So in any case, I think it's fine. I don't think it really changes anything. I mean, you can be able to play around this. Again, you can choose to, as an instant speed, knock this token out prior to getting damage, so you can have it to prevent damage, or you can do it at the end of their action phase, so that theoretically you could, this is not playing a Kano or anything that can do instant speed damage. You can have it be with you on your next turn if you wanted it. There's cards that have bonuses for that kind of stuff. So I think that's pretty versatile in the way she can create those. So that is the new hero, Illusionist Prism. Pretty cool. All right, on to our next one. We have Card Merchant West City. So that was all Alpha Investments. Sorry, I forgot to say that. Prism was spoiled by Alpha Investments. We have Card Merchant West City, Iris of Reality. So during your action phase, illusionist auras you control are weapons with 4 attack power, and once per turn action, pay 3 resources, attack, go again. This is kind of in line with what we saw with her hero ability. That's expensive. Swinging a weapon for 3 is very expensive, but it does have go again. And you theoretically could have multiple auras on here. So this is not just one aura. You just pick it, whatever. It's multiple auras. So very cool. I actually like this a lot. You can do this in a couple different ways. You can maybe play that you're going wide. You have a bunch of token auras. Maybe you have other auras. Maybe we'll see other auras for the Illusionist that you just swing, swing, swing. You know, that's a lot of pitching from your hand, but that's just a lot of constant pressure on your opponent. So I'm sure that some damage is going to go through. One thing that we want to talk about is Glsen. So we saw Glsen last, I think it was yesterday, the day before. It's an instant speed, puts 4 counters on weapons. And it specifically states in the card tech, well, I should say, this says, during your action phase, Illusionist auras you control are weapons. Glsen says that you remove counters at the end of the end phase. And if it's not a weapon at the time, you don't remove the counter. So theoretically, you can stack counters on your auras, and they don't go away with Glsen. So pretty cool interplay there. I think you could theoretically, I mean, maybe not the best on the Spectral Shields, but hopefully we'll see other auras that aren't going to just randomly pop. You have more control over that. That would be the best situation, but I think it's really cool, and I think provides for a very neat kind of play. So basically, you're forging this. She's forging this light into banging equipment, which is really cool. So that is very cool. Hopefully, we'll see some cheaper auras that our hero can play for, you know, in a more of a controlled thing to make this Iris of Reality actually go off a little bit more powerfully. All right, now on to our first card. So we have an Illusionist. This is Tower TCG with Prismatic Shield. So this is a red pitch version. It costs 3. Rare, create 3 Spectral Shield tokens. And then the blue and yellow would probably do 1 and 2 Spectral Shield tokens. So this is very, like, read the rune or rune chance, but it's a lot more expensive. And the thing is that's nice about it is an instant. So you can do this again to prevent damage on your turn, or on the end of their opponent's turn or something like that. You can pop these and then have them to be for attacking with the next turn or whatever. Yes, it's very expensive, and that's kind of the problem. I don't even know if blue or yellow would be really worth it, because 3 cost to just put 1 spectral token or 2 tokens it's kind of a steep cost, and I'm not really sure it's all that worth it unless you are going full on long game and you're wanting to prevent a lot of damage. This is sort of gets around, like, yes, you have to pitch with 1 card, but you also have to ditch a card for that. It's not like that is pitching away for, like, preventing arcane damage or something like that. So to note, these do prevent arcane damage. It does not specify what kind of damage. It's any kind of damage. So they can do that. So I think this is pretty okay. I think we'll have to wait and see if this is really going to be powerful in the deck. It kind of depends on the strategy, because we do have attack actions for this class as well. They don't always have to be based on the weapon. So I'm going to reserve judgment on it, because I'm kind of having trouble figuring out what that is. It really depends on how much these Spectral Shield tokens are going to stay around, or if they're really worth the damage that you're going to save. So, all right, on to our next one. Tower TCG. We have Power Up Phantasmify. This is an Illusionist action at rare. This is a 1 cost, is the red pitch version. It is a 2 defense card, so let's go ahead and get the text. The next attack action card you play this turn is Illusionist in addition to its other class types, and gains +5 and Phantasm. We assume that for the yellow and blue, it'll be +4 and +3. Now, that seems pretty flickin' cool, right? You have a look. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna add +5, right? No big deal. Becomes an Illusionist thing. +5 for 1 resource. However, it does gain Phantasm, and that's not necessarily a good thing. Phantasm says if the attack is defended by a non-Illusionist attack action card with 6 or more power, destroy it and close the combat chain. Go again. So it's a big hit or it's a non-hit. So basically, if you're playing a card with Phantasm, anything that has a 6 attack power literally just says, oh yeah, by the way, your attack didn't happen. It doesn't matter how much it blocks for. It doesn't matter at all. It's just going to say, boom, it actually gets destroyed, and you don't get any other effects from it. So it doesn't actually resolve. So if the card that you have with Phantasm has go again, it's never going to actually resolve. That link is not going to happen. You're not going to get that go again. It prematurely truncates and you lose it all. So very expensive there. This deck can very easily get shut down, and there's that swinginess. So we saw with the other classes, this particular in Monarch, that there's some swinginess nature to them, and I think that this Illusionist class is no different. That is a lot of swing. That could be a lot of damage lost over, cool, I'm just going to block with, like, my Brute card. Brute's probably a terrible matchup. You're like, Brute, boom. They're all, you literally only want to play 6 or more. It's just so bad against that. So I think it's really cool, though. This can be a house against certain decks, like playing Ninja and Warrior and stuff like that that don't have a lot of high-powered attacks. You're just going to be slamming in like it's your job. So, I mean, and what's the worst thing that happened? They block with a Command and Conquer or something like that? Like, sure, you can sacrifice that card for a turn worth of damage. That's fine. You don't want to see that coming back anyway. So, yeah, so very cool there. I think Phantasmify is pretty exciting. And, well, what are we going to put on? We probably got some other things. Like, this is a really cheap cost, right? Well, we probably have other things like this next card, spoiled by Alex Hodges. We have Enigma Chimera. This is a common. This is the red pitch value, cost 2, defense for 3, attacks for 8. Big 8 whammy there. Our yellow and blue will probably be 7 and 6. So still pretty high power for 2 attack. And it has Phantasm. So again, it's got that if it blocks is blocked by a power of 6 or greater on that card, it just gets disappeared, destroyed, gone. No, nothing happens. You wasted all that stuff. But that's pretty good payoff. Like, again, depending on your matchup, or depending on other cards we see that can modify stuff like that, that's a beater. That is a big old beater. And I hope it can work, because this seems really fun. This seems like a lot of fun. Like maybe you could just kind of like go nuts with it, like attack. Like, so we were talking about like going wide with these weapons, right? The Iris Reality allowing your auras to be weapons, right? It's expensive. Three resources to attack with a weapon for 4, but they all have go again. So maybe you're going to spend some time attacking with auras and then play these big beaters afterwards, just to like, all right, cool, let's see what they got in their hand. Let's just chip in for some damage, and then whoomph, come down with these big things, because you're going to have not a lot of resources left, but these are also not too expensive. 8 damage for 2 mana. Primo. So, and we go on. So another one, next spoiler card is for Manuel Rosie, Spears of Surreality. Oh my god. Surreality. I've never actually said that word. Surreality. Surreality? That's weird. This is a common again. This is the red pitch. Cost 1, defense for 3, attacks for 5. Phantasm go again. Assume the yellow and blue will be 4 and 3. But yeah, need I say any more? I mean, this is, again, 1 cost, 5 damage. Not too bad with go again. So this is very possible. You can like swing with an aura, swing with this, swing with an aura, then go in for like some big beady boy, right? You're going to have a lot of pitch stuff. But that's a nice way to play a long game, is a lot of pitching and attacking with weapons and things like that. So I think this can be really powerful. It's just really highly matchup dependent. Like, you're just going to get screwed by so many matchups, and your opponent's going to get screwed by so many matchups. I also want to note, like, this is like, if you're playing against an Illusionist as an Illusionist, that mirror match is going to be freaking haymakers. Like, cool, I'm just going to, play my, what was it called? My Enigma Chimera. Actually, before I play my Enigma Chimera, I'm going to play Phantasmify. So then I'm going to attack for 13. No big deal. Like, that's ridiculous. And what did that cost? Like, the last 2 cards, Enigma Chimera, that's a total of 3 flippin' resources. That is bonkers. So basically, mirror matches are going to be over quick. Other games might be going a little bit longer. So that's kind of a really cool little balancing act that they have there. So, all right, that was Spears of Surreality, or Surreality. We have then now our next one. It is Midian Gaming. We have Dreamweavers. Dreamweavers is an Illusionist equipment for the arms, blocks for 0, but has Spell Void 1. But I don't think you're really going to be using the Spell Void 1, because it does have what you really want to see. Action. Destroy Dreamweavers. The next Illusionist attack action card you play this turn loses and can't gain Phantasm go again. So just wipe away the possibility of having that block that would just shut down your whole turn. Just wipe it away. Boom. I wish this was an instant, right? That'd be primo. But at least it doesn't cost anything. So I think you're definitely going to be using this as its action and not for the Spell Void. And I guess in a bind you're using it as a Spell Void, right? But I'm thinking that, boom, this is a way to really make things happen. Note, it's not going to help you too much when you're going against... Oh, wow, this is weird. I'm just looking at the art. That guy's got a weird nose-looking thing on the other side. That is very weird. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, that you're going to probably be using this as its action. And it's too bad it's not instant speed, but you don't want to have that blowout of people thinking, oh, yeah, I'm just going to block. This is going to get popped. And you're like, nope, sorry, going to actually come through for 13 damage. You only block for 3. Cool. Next game, that sort of thing. So, very exciting there. Dreamweavers. Gotta go to that. You knew that was going to happen. All right, Dreamweavers, very cool by Midian Gaming. All right, next one we have Vizio Games. So this is our generic light instant for the spoilers today. This is a red pitch, 1 cost light instant called Blinding Beam. Blinding Beam costs 1 resource less to play if it targets a shadow card. So it's free if you target a shadow card. And what does it do? What do we want to do when we're playing Illusionist is not have attacks be big on the other part. Our attack cards have high value, right? Well, target attacking or defending action card gets -3 power. Boom. There's a way to ensure that even if they have a 6 power thing in there, you're going to go ahead and go, whoop, nope, no thanks, not going to happen, not going to work here anymore. So very cool. Can be free against shadow decks. So maybe this is a way to sort of make it a little bit more playable against Brute and Shadow Brute and Runeblade, Shadow Runeblade, stuff like that. So I think it's really cool. I imagine the yellow and blue will be -2 and -1. Probably not going to want to play the blue and the yellow, but the red seems really good. Again, maybe you're going to want to play them all because every card matters in this particular case. And also you're going to want to have multiple of these because let's say you're attacking, like you did your Phantasmify and you got your Enigma Chimera come in there, right? And then they just block with 2 6 power cards. So they say they're blocking for 6, right? Well, then you're in a tough spot because you can't Blinding Beam that out, right? So you're just kind of like, well, yikes, that kind of sucked. And that's why it would be great to have the Dreamweavers be instant speed. But hey, you know what? Whatever, that's fine. So yeah, I think this will definitely see some play. Don't know how much the blue ones will see play. I think it's pretty cool. And that's exactly what you're looking for when you have Illusionist, because you want to guarantee that you're going to hit for these big, cheap swings. All right, last one. Spoiled by the Mothership, we have Phantasmoclasm. So this is a big old beater. This is our last card of the night. We have a 1 pitch, 3 cost, majestic, defense for 3, attacks for 9, illusionist action, attack action. Look at defending hero's hand and choose a card, then put it on the bottom of their deck, then draw a card. Or they put it on the bottom of the deck and draw a card, and then it's got Phantasm. So this is kind of cool because you can take a peek at their hand. You know going into this situation that they're going to have cards that may screw you over. The problem is that you do have to choose one, and they have to bottom it and then draw a card. Now, it puts a little bit of randomness in there because, yes, you are looking at their hand. You're taking a peek. And this is actually that Forerunner guy that we saw before, being able to look at people's hands. Maybe that's going to be a really good fit in this Illusionist thing. Being able to take a peek before you actually go in for the big swing turn. But I think that it's cool because you like say they have a full grip. You know 3/4 of their hand when you go in for your attack, or after you've started your attack, you know 3/4 of the chance of the cards in their hand, so you know if it's going to happen. 75% chance, or 75% confidence that it is or isn't going to happen based on what you see. So maybe you want to be packing the blinding beams or something like that, or it's just kind of nice because this is the kind of, it shows you the drawback that's going to happen. Maybe there's a way to deal with it at instant speed that you can do or something like that. We haven't seen everything yet. Maybe there's a way to like, oh crap, I'm attacking with this and now I'm like totally shot because they have a couple 6 power cards. Well, maybe there's a way to mitigate that. We just haven't seen it yet. But also, look at the art in this. Like, it's super cool. Like, this, like, spectral dude in the clouds just pouring out this monster set of snakes, like, unicorns, wizards with swords, and monsters, and speary, and archer, everything. All these things are just coming at him, like, when he was literally, like, ripping the face off one of these things. Really, really quite cool, so... yeah, very, very nice. All right, well, those are the spoilers for the day 11 of the Monarch Flesh and Blood preview season. So I hope you enjoyed it. We got more spoilers coming out tomorrow. Again, we got 3 from Fabled Hunters. We have the Mothership, released 1, Compet Esports, Jason Long from Metro Staley, and Combo TCG, all coming tomorrow. Or possibly tonight when you're going to see it. I don't even know what time it is now in New Zealand. But that will be all for this evening's spoiler video. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for watching. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if I'm like anywhere in the realm of what you guys would think about what's going on. And yeah, and if I am, great, let me know. If not, whatever, you can tell me. I'd love to hear it. I'd like to discuss this kind of thing. That's why I do these, so I can talk about them and then I can have people talk about them. So with all that said, I'd like to say thank you very much. From Brew Tapcast, I am Tap saying goodbye, thank you, and cheers.